shorty, won't you go get a bag of the lethal? I'll be undressed in the bra all see-through.
Going for a minute, now I'm back with the jump off. Goons in the club, case something jumps off.
Lil' Kim's glamorous rap career hides a tragic story of heartbreak and struggle, as the iconic hip-hop queen battles personal demons and harsh realities of being a woman in a seemingly male-dominated industry. Join us as we uncover the sad truth about Lil' Kim's life. A rough start to life. As a young girl, Lil' Kim exhibited a robust personality. Her mother, Ruby Mae Jones, recounted to the Washington Post that she never had concerns about caring for her daughter, as Kim demonstrated remarkable self-sufficiency from the age of 2. However, the domestic situation was deteriorating. Ruby Mae reportedly endured verbal abuse from Lil' Kim's father, Linwood Jones, a military veteran. On one occasion, she was left with visible injuries, and her husband falsely claimed that she had fallen to conceal his actions. When Kim was 8 years old, her parents separated, prompting her mother to relocate Kim and her brother to a predominantly white neighborhood in New Rochelle, New York. During this period, Ruby Mae depended on the generosity of friends for housing, and at one point, the family found themselves living out of their car. Eventually, Ruby Mae had no option but to allow Kim and her brother to return to their father's home. Kim did not express significant distress over this transition. She shared with the Washington Post that her peers at school in New Rochelle mocked her appearance, leading her to long for a return to her former neighborhood in Brooklyn, where she could be among children who resembled her. In Brooklyn, Kim's father was often absent for extended periods due to his military duties, which led her aunt, who had several sons, to take on a significant role in raising Kim and her brother. Consequently, Kim spent considerable time at her aunt's residence in the projects, where she was frequently surrounded by boys. She disclosed to the Washington Post that during her childhood, a distressing incident occurred within a relative's home. Following her father's return from military service, the situation deteriorated further. After remarrying, her father's new wife became a source of conflict, as noted by a childhood friend in Vibe magazine, who remarked on the frequent clashes between Lil' Kim and her stepmother. In spite of these tensions, she maintained a close relationship with her father until the age of 13, when she began dating a 15-year-old boy. This development incited her father's fury. He unleashed a torrent of insults, asserting that she was just like her mother. Lil' Kim reflected that had he not uttered those words, she might have postponed engaging in intimate relationships until the age of 21. Instead, she chose to rebel. The confrontations between Kim and her father escalated, with her recalling instances where he would wake her by striking her in the face. As reported by Vibe magazine, there was an occasion when she resorted to using scissors for self-defense against him. Additionally, during a confrontation between her father and brother, a chair was inadvertently hurled at her abdomen. She consistently felt a profound sense of rejection from her father, who criticized her appearance and clothing choices. Ultimately, feeling overwhelmed, she left home at the age of 14, wandering between the residences of neighbors. Lil' Kim has frequently recounted her experiences during those formative years as a struggle for survival. She faced criticism from men who mirrored her father's harshness and entered into a succession of relationships. In an interview with Newsweek, she expressed that throughout her life, men have consistently told her she was not attractive enough, including those she was romantically involved with. From a young age, Kim developed insecurities regarding her skin color, as she noted in a conversation with the Washington Post that the men in her community were drawn to taller, lighter-skinned girls. Standing at 4 feet 11 inches, she identified as brown-skinned and felt she did not conform to the preferences of the men around her. Before achieving fame, she engaged in selling substances for her boyfriends and took on various jobs in department stores to secure her living situation. The Washington Post reported that Kim often traded her services for shelter and meals. By the time she encountered the notorious B.I.G., she was seeking protection in a challenging environment. Biggie, who was 2 years her senior, welcomed her into what was known as the Big Family, which included notable figures such as Sean Puffy Combs and Mary J. Blige, along with future members of Junior MAFIA. At this point, Kim never knew that her life was in for an unexpected turn. Kim finds herself in a chaotic relationship. After impressing him with her freestyle rapping, they began a romantic relationship. When Biggie signed with Bad Boy Records, Lil' Kim was invited to collaborate with Junior MAFIA, where she began to redefine the boundaries of a gangsta rap and quickly emerged as the standout talent of the group. As financial success followed, Kim finally had the means to evolve into the woman she had always aspired to be. In an interview with Newsweek, she recounted that the men she had previously been involved with consistently cheated on her with women who had what she described as European features. As a result, she began to wear blue contact lenses and dye her hair blonde. Kim had deep feelings for Biggie and aspired to marry him. However, he ultimately wed R&B singer Faith Evans. Despite his marriage and his relationship with rapper Charlie Baltimore, Lil' Kim remained his devoted mistress. During a conversation with Ed Lover, she recounted a particularly troubling incident where things escalated physically, leading to her losing consciousness in an elevator after he had placed his hands around her neck. Jermaine Dupri corroborated another troubling episode during an appearance on the show Drink Champs. This incident occurred while Kim was collaborating on Usher's track Just Like Me. According to Dupri, Biggie had penned Kim's verse, but upon arriving at the studio, she was unwilling to record due to the distressing news that Biggie had allegedly been involved with her sister. When Kim refused to perform, Biggie reportedly brandished a weapon, which left her frightened and ultimately compelled her to record her vocals. In a discussion with The Breakfast Club, Kim disclosed that she had become pregnant by Biggie during their relationship but chose to terminate the pregnancy. She expressed that, while she sometimes regretted her decision not to keep the child, she believed it was necessary to prioritize her career. Upon the release of her 1996 album, Hardcore, Lil' Kim shared with XXL that she had not anticipated its level of success. Although the album received a mixed response from critics, she noted that the more they criticized her, the more her fan base seemed to grow. In 1997, the rapper known as Biggie Smalls tragically lost his life in Los Angeles. Following his death, Kim maintained her loyalty to him. According to the Washington Post, she and members of Junior MAFIA continued to reside in Biggie's condominium in New Jersey after his passing. During this time, Kim shared a bedroom with Biggie's mother, Valletta Wallace, and his daughter Tiana from a previous relationship. Years later, Mary J. Blige expressed concerns about the nature of Kim's attachment, describing it as an unhealthy bond, characterized by a form of codependency with someone who was no longer present. Being at the unlucky side of the world. Before her relationship with Biggie, Kim had endured emotional abuse from a former boyfriend who criticized her appearance, leading her to undergo rhinoplasty as one of her first cosmetic procedures. She later confirmed that she had also received breast augmentation in the early 2000s. Subsequently, Kim began a relationship with Damian Hardy, with whom she was reportedly engaged at one point. However, their relationship ended after a few years, during which it was alleged that he had physically mishandled her, resulting in a second nose surgery. Around 2015, Hardy was sentenced to life in prison for orchestrating hits on 6 individuals. Kim's life took a significant turn in 2005 when she was incarcerated for perjury. A member of Junior MAFIA and her friend Lil Cease allegedly testified against her, leading to her conviction for lying to protect friends involved in a 2001 shooting incident outside a Manhattan radio station. As reported by NBC, she was fined $50,000 and served 366 days in prison. Following her release, she began dating Jeremy Mr. Papers Neal, and in 2014, she welcomed their daughter, Royal Reign. However, just 2 months after Royal's birth, Kim accused Mr. Papers of infidelity. The couple ended their relationship, and during the ensuing custody dispute, Kim accused him of physical abuse throughout their time together. Mr. Papers refuted these claims. In 2018, Lil' Kim filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy, reporting debts exceeding $4 million to various creditors, which included over $1.8 million in unpaid taxes. She faced the risk of foreclosure, but opted to make 3 back payments of $10,155, along with interest and fees, to retain her home. In 2019, she collaborated with VH1 to create the reality series Girls Cruise. To promote the show, Kim was scheduled for several interviews, including a segment on Watch What Happens Live. However, she ultimately canceled her appearances, citing that the questions were too intrusive and disrespectful. At this juncture, she emphasized, "It's about me." Wendy Williams later confirmed that Lil' Kim had canceled on her multiple times, as her publicist attempted to dictate which questions were permissible. Wendy opposed this approach, particularly regarding inquiries about Kim's cosmetic surgery. In spite of these challenges, Lil' Kim remains a dominant figure in the music industry, having established her own record label and achieving platinum status with 3 of her 4 albums. She has secured numerous endorsement deals and graced the covers of countless magazines. Additionally, she has reconciled with fellow artists Lil Cease and Faith Evans. Lil' Kim continues to serve as a source of inspiration for many women around the globe. While she served as an inspiration, it's pertinent to know what made the once timid girl to achieve such significant growth. Let's explore. What influenced her? Lil' Kim has often spoken about the various artists who have shaped her musical style and career. Among her key influences are pioneering female rappers such as MC Lyte, Salt and Pepa, and Roxanne Shante, who broke barriers for women in a predominantly male industry. Their bold lyrics and confident personas inspired Lil' Kim to embrace her own and assertiveness in her music. In addition to these trailblazing women, Lil' Kim also drew inspiration from some of the most iconic male artists in the genre. Slick Rick, known for his storytelling ability and distinctive flow, influenced her lyrical style, while the Notorious B.I.G., her mentor and collaborator, played a crucial role in shaping her artistic identity. The duo's chemistry and shared experiences in Brooklyn's hip-hop scene helped to elevate her career. Eric B. and Rakim, with their innovative production and complex lyricism, also left a mark on her approach to rap. Lil' Kim's admiration for Queen Latifah and Mary J. Blige further highlights her appreciation for artists who blend rap with elements of R&B and pop, showcasing versatility and emotional depth in their music. These influences contributed to her unique sound, which often combines hard-hitting rap with melodic hooks. Moreover, Lil' Kim has openly acknowledged the impact of pop icon Madonna on her career. She has expressed a desire to emulate Madonna's ability to reinvent herself and push boundaries within the music industry. By referring to herself as the Black Madonna, Lil' Kim not only pays homage to the Queen of Pop, but also positions herself as a powerful figure in her own right, blending the worlds of hip-hop and pop culture. This fusion of influences has allowed Lil' Kim to carve out a distinctive niche for herself, making her a lasting icon in the music landscape. As she drew inspiration from these people, she seemed to forget that getting to their level would never come without obstacles. What went on between Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown? Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown, once close friends from high school, maintained their relationship despite their affiliations with rival hip-hop collectives Junior MAFIA and The Firm, respectively. In 1995, they joined forces with DeBrat to remix No One Else by Total. The subsequent year saw them both participating in the Hot 97 NY fashion show and gracing the covers of prominent magazines such as The Source and Vibe. However, tensions arose when their debut studio albums were set to be released just 1 week apart in November 1996. In 1996, media commentators highlighted the striking similarities between the album covers of Lil' Kim's Hardcore and Foxy Brown's The Third Nah Nah, particularly noting that both artists donned identical outfits. By 1997, this rivalry had escalated, leading to a significant rift in their friendship and the eventual cancellation of their planned collaborative project, Thelma and Louise. Brown attributed the deterioration of their relationship to the influence of their respective entourages. An attempt at reconciliation occurred in 1998 when Lil' Kim reached out to Brown and her mother following a traumatic incident in which they were held at gunpoint during a burglary. In January 1999, critics observed that the song My Life from Foxy Brown's second studio album, China Doll, served as a direct, open appeal regarding her friendship with another artist. In this track, Brown articulates that their relationship has become lost for pride. However, as the album progresses, Brown shifts her focus to criticizing mistresses, a move that music journalist Evelyn McDonnell interpreted as a pointed reference to Lil' Kim. Critics speculated that these tracks contained veiled insults directed at Lil' Kim, particularly given that Brown had publicly supported Lil' Kim's competitor Faith Evans in several interviews during this period. By February 1999, some music critics remarked that Brown's vocal style had begun to closely resemble that of Lil' Kim. In late May 1999, Lil Cease released the single Play Around, featuring Lil' Kim and Diddy, which was included in his debut album, The Wonderful World of Cease Aaliyah. Following Lil' Kim's verse, Diddy delivers the line, "Stop trying to sound like her too," which was interpreted as a diss aimed at Foxy Brown. This line generated significant controversy, prompting one writer to comment, "It's finally coming out. Foxy Brown bites worse than a pit bull." Furthermore, Lil' Kim's contributions to the remix of Mobb Deep's Quiet Storm and the title track of her second album, The Notorious K.I.M., were also perceived as diss tracks targeting Foxy Brown. In response to Lil' Kim's remarks, Brown joined forces with her longtime collaborators, Capone and Noreaga, to produce the track, Bang Bang. In this song, Brown emulated Lil' Kim's rendition of MC Lyte's well-known diss, track 10% Diss, and further stated, "You and Diddy, y'all kill me with that subliminal shit." Toward the conclusion of her verse, Brown derided Lil' Kim's mourning for the late rapper, the Notorious B.I.G., stating, "Let Biggie rest in peace and hop off." On February 26, 2001 at approximately 3 p.m., as Lil' Kim exited the New York radio station Hot 97, a barrage of over 20 gunshots erupted between two groups of 3 men. One of the individuals involved, Capone from Capone and Noreaga, was entering the Hot 97 premises to promote DJ Clue's new album, The Professional 2, which also featured Lil' Kim. An associate of Capone, Efrain Ocasio, was shot in the back. Both Lil' Kim's and Capone's factions denied any connection to the incident. Nevertheless, detectives later informed the New York Daily News that the shooting was linked to the lyrics delivered by Foxy Brown in Bang Bang. Following the incident, Brown sought to establish a reconciliation with Lil' Kim. He remarked, "I am uncertain about how this all began. However, Russell and I convened, and I expressed my desire to call for a truce. I wish to have a discussion with Kim, regardless of the topic. Let us put an end to this. We could even collaborate. We are above this conflict. If I must be the one to initiate it, then so be it." Despite Brown's efforts to extend an olive branch to Lil' Kim's team, she had severed all connections with Diddy and Bad Boy Associates, expressing a desire for no communication with Brown. In March 2005, Lil' Kim was found guilty of providing false testimony regarding the shooting to a federal grand jury. Subsequently, on July 6, 2005, she received a prison sentence for 3 counts of perjury and 1 count of conspiracy. In the 4 years leading up to Lil' Kim's sentencing, she and Brown engaged in a series of subtle diss tracks, including Lil' Kim's La Bella Mafia, Quiet, and Guess Who's Back, alongside Brown's The Third Nay Nay 2, The Fever, and various mixtape freestyles. Amidst these exchanges, radio host Doug Banks interviewed Brown in 2003, hoping to elicit more information about their conflict. Brown alleged that Lil' Kim harbored jealousy over Biggie's intention to include Brown in his junior MAFIA collective. Additionally, Brown mentioned plans for a tell-all book detailing the feud, set for release during Christmas 2003. In her final remarks regarding the dispute, Brown stated, "Kim is the only female artist who keeps me motivated. She is the sole individual I can look to. Any other artist claiming they lack that one person who drives them is not being truthful." After her release from incarceration, Lil' Kim made a conscious decision to sever all ties and communication with Brown, indicating a clear desire to distance herself from their past relationship. This decision marked a significant turning point in her life, as she sought to move forward without the influence or presence of Brown. On the other hand, Brown has taken a markedly different approach. She has consistently channeled her artistic endeavors and live performances towards Lil' Kim, suggesting that the connection between the two remains a focal point in her career. This ongoing dedication to referencing or acknowledging Lil' Kim and her work may stem from a variety of motivations, including a desire for reconciliation, rivalry, or simply the impact that Lil' Kim had on her own artistic journey. The tension between the two artists was further highlighted during an interview that Lil' Kim gave on May 17, 2012, on the popular radio program The Breakfast Club. During this interview, the host probed her about any recent interactions or feelings regarding Brown. Lil' Kim's response was strikingly dismissive. She stated, "I don't even know her. And when I say that, I don't know who she is these days. I wouldn't even know what her voice sounds like." This statement not only underscores the complete disconnection Lil' Kim feels from Brown, but also emphasizes her determination to move on from their past. It reflects a sense of finality in her stance, suggesting that she has no interest in rekindling any relationship, whether personal or professional, with Brown. The contrast between their approaches, Lil' Kim's withdrawal and Brown's continued focus on her, paints a complex picture of their dynamic, revealing the intricacies of their history and the impact it has had on their respective careers. It's unfortunate that Kim's dispute with people didn't end with Brown. It also extended to Nicki. Kim's dispute with Nicki. The feud between Lil' Kim and Nicki Minaj has been a prominent and contentious topic in the hip-hop community for years, rooted in both artistic rivalry and personal animosity. The conflict ignited around the time Nicki Minaj's career began to soar with the release of her debut album, Pink Friday, which showcased her unique style and versatility. Lil' Kim, a veteran in the rap game, known for her provocative lyrics and bold persona, perceived Minaj's rise as a direct challenge to her legacy. Lil' Kim's grievances were particularly focused on what she viewed as similarities between Minaj's work and her own earlier projects, especially her Sucker Free mixtape. In a pointed statement, she expressed her frustration, saying, "If you are going to steal my swag, you're gonna have to pay. Something gotta give. You help me, I help you. That's how it goes to me." This declaration underscored her belief that Minaj was not only borrowing elements of her style, but also failing to acknowledge her influence in the industry. As the tension escalated, critics began to speculate about the implications of Minaj's music, particularly her track Roman's Revenge, which featured Eminem. Many interpreted the song as a direct response to Lil' Kim's accusations, suggesting that it contained veiled references to their feud. However, Minaj was quick to dismiss these interpretations, maintaining that her artistry was not a reaction to Kim's claims. In a notable interview on The Angie Martinez Show, Minaj further elaborated on the feud, taking a more combative stance. She pointed out a pattern in Lil' Kim's career, stating, "She picked a fight with Foxy, then she picked a fight with Eve, then she picked a fight with Remy, then it was Mrs. Wallace, then it was Nicki Minaj." Minaj's comments highlighted her perception that Lil' Kim was more focused on feuding with other female rappers than on producing new music. She challenged Kim to prioritize her artistry, saying, "Where's your music? Put your music out. And when I see your name on Billboard, that's when I'll respond to you. Other than that, goodbye. It's Barbie, bitch." This exchange encapsulated the broader dynamics of competition and rivalry in the hip-hop industry, particularly among female artists who have historically faced unique challenges in gaining recognition and respect. Lil' Kim reignited her long-standing rivalry with Nicki Minaj following the release of her highly anticipated mixtape, Black Friday. This project not only served as a bold statement in the hip-hop landscape, but also explicitly referenced Minaj through its provocative title. The mixtape featured a notable freestyle over Minaj's track Did It On 'Em, which Lil' Kim cleverly transformed into Pissin' On 'Em, showcasing her lyrical prowess and willingness to confront her rival head-on. The cover art for Black Friday was equally striking, depicting Lil' Kim wielding a sword, poised to decapitate Minaj, a visual metaphor that underscored the intensity of their feud. The rivalry took another turn in April 2011, when a snippet of Minaj's diss track, Tragedy, leaked online. In this track, Minaj delivered pointed lines that seemed to target Lil' Kim. This line not only highlighted the competitive nature of their relationship, but also suggested a deeper commentary on the state of their respective careers. As Minaj continued to rise in prominence with the release of her second album, Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded, critics began to speculate that her song, Stupid Hoe, contained veiled references to Lil' Kim, further fueling the fire of their rivalry. In a subsequent interview with Power 105's Breakfast Club, Lil' Kim did not hold back, suggesting that Minaj's track, Automatic, bore striking similarities to her own unreleased material. She characterized Minaj as obnoxious and catty, reinforcing her position in the ongoing feud. The conflict between the two artists remained a topic of discussion in the years that followed. In a 2018 interview with Genius, Minaj hinted at the ongoing nature of her rivalry with Lil' Kim, implying that her song Roman's Revenge was inspired by their feud. She stated, "Someone got at me, a veteran got at me, and I hit them with Roman's Revenge, and then I kept on going," suggesting that the tension between them had not only persisted, but had also influenced her creative output. If you think you know so well about Kim's career trajectory, how well do you know about her personal life? Kim's personal life and relationships. During her adolescence, Jones was in a romantic relationship with Sean Powell. The two first encountered each other at the Empire roller skating rink located in Brooklyn. After a few months of dating, Powell was apprehended for robbery and subsequently received a sentence of 8.5 years in prison. Despite this setback, Jones maintained her relationship with Powell, visiting him regularly and corresponding through letters. Their engagement occurred while Powell was still incarcerated. In the interim, Jones became acquainted with Christopher Wallace, known as the Notorious B.I.G. She shifted her focus towards launching her rap career and ultimately decided to end her engagement with Powell. In 1998, while working on her debut album, Jones discovered she was pregnant with Wallace's child. This information remained private until 1999, when she disclosed it during an interview with The Source. 3 days prior to Powell's untimely death, Wallace reached out to Jones, expressing his love for her. In a 2010 interview with Ed Lover on Power 105, Jones recounted an incident in which Wallace physically assaulted her, detailing an episode where he choked her into unconsciousness. By 2017, Jones acknowledged that her relationship with Wallace was characterized by significant violence, following claims made by Jermaine Dupri, who alleged he witnessed Wallace brandishing a firearm at her. On July 23, 1996, Jones was apprehended for marijuana possession following a police raid at Wallace's residence in Teaneck, New Jersey. The authorities detected the odor of marijuana while responding to a report of an illegally parked vehicle. Jones refuted the allegations of smoking, asserting that she had been upstairs all day sleeping. Subsequently, on March 17, 1999, the Teaneck police issued an arrest warrant due to Jones's failure to appear for court hearings related to the initial arrest. The warrant was not prioritized by law enforcement and remained undisclosed to the public until September 2003, when it was revealed in an article by The Smoking Gun. In October 2003, Jones was removed from the Teaneck wanted list after a bail of $350 was posted on her behalf. Her attorney informed the media that Jones had not attended court because she believed the matter had been settled. In 2002, Jones began a relationship with Damian World Hardy, but the couple separated in 2003. She later reported experiencing physical abuse during the relationship, which resulted in multiple rhinoplasties due to injuries sustained from being struck. On June 20th, 2003, while preparing to board a flight at New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport, Jones had jewelry valued at $250,000 stolen. This occurred when a bag she intended to carry on was inadvertently mixed with 8 other pieces of luggage. The stolen jewelry was recovered 10 days later, discovered wrapped in a rag within an airline employee locker room by a United Airlines staff member. In 2004, Jones entered into a romantic relationship with record producer Scott Storch, whom she encountered when he offered her transportation to her hotel. Their relationship lasted for a brief period of 2 months before they parted ways. In 2013, Storch disclosed that he would have considered marrying Jones had their relationship been more successful. Additionally, in 2007, Jones was involved in a short-lived romance with Ray J. On March 17, 2005, Lil' Kim was found guilty of 3 counts of conspiracy and 1 count of perjury for providing false testimony to a federal grand jury regarding her and her associates' participation in a shooting incident that occurred in 2001 outside the Hot 97 studios in Manhattan. During the trial of her co-manager, Damian D. Rock Butler, and her bodyguard, Sweef Gutta Jackson, who was formerly associated with the hip-hop group Junior MLFE, she testified before the grand jury that she was unaware of their presence at the scene. However, surveillance footage clearly showed all 3 individuals at the location, leaving the building. Butler and Jackson admitted guilt regarding firearm-related offenses. As a result of a plea agreement, Jackson received a 12-year sentence in federal prison, acknowledging that he discharged a minimum of 20 rounds during the event. The severity of his sentence was reportedly affected by his prior convictions related to firearms. In July 2005, Lil' Kim was sentenced to 1 year of incarceration, followed by 30 days of home confinement upon her release, and a subsequent 3 years of probation. She completed her entire sentence at the Federal Detention Center located in Philadelphia. Lil' Kim was released on July 3, 2006, after serving approximately 12 months, with her supervision by the Federal Bureau of Prisons concluding on August 2, 2006. On June 9, 2014, Jones welcomed a daughter named Royal Rain. Royal began her modeling career, making her debut on the runway during the New York Fashion Week show in 2023 as part of the 13th annual Rookie USA Fashion Show. Lil' Kim, the iconic rapper and cultural figure, has had a chaotic romantic history, particularly with Jeremy Neal, who was better known in the music industry as Mr. Papers. Their relationship began in 2012 and lasted until 2014, before rekindling in 2020 and continuing at least into part of 2021. Despite Mr. Papers often referring to Lil' Kim as his wife, the couple never formalized their relationship through legal marriage, which has led to some ambiguity regarding their commitment to one another. The initial phase of their relationship was fraught with challenges, culminating in a significant separation that was marked by allegations of domestic violence from Lil' Kim. In response, Mr. Papers took to social media and music to express his feelings, often using derogatory language and melancholic freestyle raps that reflected his emotional turmoil and frustration over his limited access to their daughter, Royal. This public airing of grievances highlighted the complexities of their relationship and the difficulties they faced as co-parents. Since their last public acknowledgement of their relationship in 2021, both Lil' Kim and Mr. Papers have maintained a low profile regarding their personal lives. They have not shared any updates on social media, and by 2022, Mr. Papers was referred to as Lil' Kim's ex-partner in various news articles, indicating a shift in their relationship status. However, neither party has made any formal announcement regarding a breakup, leaving fans and followers to speculate about the nature of their connection. In a surprising turn of events, an interview published in April 2024 revealed that Lil' Kim has moved on and is now in a relationship with Tay Brown, a rapper associated with her record label. This new development marks a significant chapter in Lil' Kim's life, as she embraces a fresh start with a partner who shares her passion for music. The transition from her previous relationship to this new romance suggests a desire for growth and healing, both personally and professionally. As Lil' Kim continues to navigate her career and personal life, fans are eager to see how this new relationship will influence her artistry and public persona. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.